Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Hudayf of Internet and you are watching MANUU Connect YouTube channel. In this video, I came up with a like, topic which is Git and GitHub. So I'll try to cover everything from scratch. If you don't know anything about the Git and GitHub, don't worry. I'll try to cover each and everything along with I'll build a simple projects as well. From installation to building our first ever project using Git and GitHub. So this is my responsibility to teach you all everything, right? So let's get it started. So the topic is Git and GitHub, right? You may have questions like why we need GitHub, right? So what is Git? First thing is what is Git and what is GitHub, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take an example here, right? Let's suppose you want to store your old photos, right? A lot of photos. So what do you do? Obviously, you use Google Photos, right? Google Photos to store your photos, right? And if you want to share the same photo, what you do, you just share your link, right? Just share your photos link and anyone and your friend, your family can access easily, right? No issue there, right? In the same way, we use Google Drives for sharing or storing our documents, files, right? Important documents, anything. What if I'll tell you, you can store the same way your codes as well, right? Whatever you code, right? Whatever you code, like your HTML codes, right? Your CSS, your JavaScript, right? So these are your codes, right? Basically your entire project, right? Whatever you are building project, e-commerce applications, anything, right? E-commerce or any applications, you can store in GitHub simply, right? In the same way. So photos and drives are for what? Your files, your photos you clicked, right? In the same way, Git and GitHub is for what? Your like projects, your codes, right? Whatever projects you're building or the upcoming projects you're planning to build in future, right? As simple as that. For now, let's suppose in Google Photos you want to store some photos. What do? You create an account using Google Gmails, right? In the same way, you have to create your GitHub account as well, right? You have to create. So what I'm gonna do first is install Git, right? And then second, create GitHub account, right? Don't worry, I'll go deeper, right? Once I do step by step things, I'll go deeper. Don't worry about those things. Your responsibility is to follow whatever I'm doing, right? And if you have already installed, if you have already created your the GitHub account, that is very good, right? Don't worry, just keep it. Now, the first thing is what I'm going to do is install Git in our system. Second is create GitHub account, right? And third, Git setup or Git config, right? Simple. I'll config the Git as well. And then four, create first project. A simple HTML project I'll create, right? Okay. I'll push at least 3 times. Okay. How to make changes, how to push, right? And I'll cover basic commands as well, right? And commands. Whatever the commands generally used, I'll cover those things as well. So let's get started with the first install Git. So I've already shared my screen. Whatever system you are using, you may use Linux operating systems, Mac OS, or Windows operating system, doesn't matter. Just go Git, sorry, Git install, right? Click on the first website, Git install, you will see these things, right? So based on a requirement, Mac OS, we have Windows, Linux operating systems, you click here to download. Once you download, you can install. Why I'm not? Because I am using macOS and I've already installed using Homebrew, right? So this is the command I use to install. Okay. So now for the verification purpose, what I should do? Open command from the terminal. Simple. Do one thing. Git -git, right? Or in some Windows systems, we have command this way. Simple. You'll see the version. It means Git is installed in our system, right? So the first step is completed, right? Now second thing is create GitHub account. For that, let me start it here. GitHub. Simple. GitHub. Click on login. You have to install. I'm not going to install. Rather, there's multiple ways. Either you use to install or create an account using Google, right? You can sign up with these Googles as well, or you can put your email. You can put your password, username, India, and complete whatever they needed. Basic form you have to fill everything. Once you've done, you can configure and create simple way. I'm not going to show you because this is very basic thing, and I don't want to create a new account in GitHub. If you think so, I can, but I don't think so that I should consider those things, right? So what I've done so far, I have installed the Git in our system, local system, right? And I have created the GitHub account as well, right? The third thing is Git configuration. Configuration is very important. Right? Configuration in the sense, in your local systems, you have to configure your remote data. Let's suppose GitHub is what? In GitHub, we store our data. In the sense, repositories means codes, projects, whatever we build, right? We store in GitHub, right? In the same way, what we store in photos, our photos, click videos, right? In the same way, we store in GitHub. So, what is GitHub? A kind of cloud service, right? A cloud-based system, okay, where we store our data. And Git is a version control system. What do you mean by Git? A version control system. How? I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'm telling you that Git is what? A version control system. Version control system. Right? How this is a version control system? Let's take an example. Let's suppose today you are working on a feature, a button, right? Which has a background color of what? Black, suppose. This is a login button. Suppose this is what? A login button. Right? This is today. But tomorrow, what you decide, the same button, the same login button, you want to update the background to a different color, right? So this is tomorrow. So there's are two versions. I'm taking a simpler example here, a button, but in the same way, we always talk about systems, a website, applications, mobile applications, right? Where we'll talk about the components. Let's suppose I have made changes on the card, in the name bar, footer, header, hero sections, in a different component, sign in button, login button, alert, pop-up, any kind of component could be, right? This is the versions. It means based on the time, based on the requirement of the changes, the versions are different, right? They might be V1, they might be V2. So let's suppose I'm currently in V2 or something happens. If we have track of V1 while using Git, we can go back to the V1 where everything was configured perfectly working, right? Let's suppose you have made some change, right? Recently you have made some changes in the website, right? V3, let's suppose you read like this. V3, same button, something happened, right? Today, again today. But websites break. Website is website is what? Breaking. So what do? You will roll back V2 because V2 is working fine or V1 is working fine. So V2 is current, latest current. So you can roll back to V2 and you will then your team will work on this particular feature and fix those things what is going on here. This is the beauty of Git. So in general or in simple, what I say, Git is a version control system, right? Using Git, we control our code's versions, right? Today something, tomorrow something, day after tomorrow some version. Simple. And GitHub is a cloud-based system where we store our codes. Code in the sense repositories, in the sense projects, right? In simple word, nothing fancy here. Okay, sounds good, right? Now let's move on to the next thing, right? Because these are very basic things, guys, right? I've covered each and everything in detail, right? Because these things are mostly practical things, right? You can't remember theories for these things. Okay, this is Git, that is Git, or that is GitHub. rather try to code, try to use, like make a habit of use those things. Okay, now let's talk about configurations, right? Configurations in the sense we need to configure Git. Let's see, I have already configured, right? I have already configured Git. But if you are a new and you have installed Git recently or a new, and you have created your account, your new account, you have to configure those account to the local systems, right? Because your system should know which account I'm configured with. Whenever I'll make some changes, to which account I'm going to push those changes, right? Because you have a lot of Gmails might be, right? But your system should know exactly what should I do when something happens, or someone or you say that, hey, you need to push those codes. So at least your system should know, okay, I have to put here, right? Simple. So you have to configure also. So for that, git config, just Google git config. These are two basic commands you have to set. Email and okay, let me zoom here first. So you have to set two things. Git config hyphen hyphen global user dot name, and the username should be your name, right? And in the code it is a string, right? And again git config hyphen hyphen global user dot email, something like that, right? So let's suppose, let me check, git config hyphen hyphen user dot name hyphen. Okay, and again is git config hyphen hyphen user dot email. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, because I have already configured those both the names, right? So I'm going to print git config hyphen hyphen list. What is that? User dot email is, this is my email, and user dot name. So let me quit these things. Git config. Okay, so this is my username which I have already configured, right? Because I'm using this email, so I have already configured. So this is how you can check. So you have to first time you have to configure. Keep in mind, these are two commands only. You have to, this is the same command, and you have to put in whatever you want now wants, whatever names you want to see in your repository. I'll show you. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you want to see, I'm going to show you mine account actually, right? So let's suppose. So this is let's suppose this is my project, and whatever name you configure here, you'll see the name in the like each commits, right? There's a new word called commits, right? So you'll see your name here. Okay, who committed this? Who committed this? So let's see Huzaifa here. The name is this. Like, okay, I have committed this something like that, right? Last week, whatever it is. Simple. Okay, sounds good. Now I have configured these things as well. Now move to the create our first project. So this is the important thing. So let's get started. So whenever we are creating a first project, where I'm going to create in our system, right? So let me. Okay. So one more thing, I'm using Linux commands here. Whatever you see, I'm doing everything using commands. And if you think I should make like Linux complete commands videos, right? So please comment on this video, because if you comment, this gives us motivates me, my team to plan those things, and based on your insights, we'll try to make videos as well, right? Because the Linux is very important generally. Everyone uses, companies uses every day, right? There's no window based systems, everyone is working with Linux, right? So if you think and I should teach those things also, so comment me, and inshallah I'll try to make videos on those topics as well, right? Okay, so this is the last project yesterday. I have created a simple web dev basic project. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to like push this project in the GitHub. And I'll tell you how to push from scratch, how to create a repository, and I'm going to tell you the repository. What is the repository? First thing is we need to first put everything in a single repository or a single directory, right? So I'm going to create a directory. Don't worry, I'm using commands here, so you don't have any idea of command, but yeah, that is fine. I'm going to use my first project. Simple. Okay, so as you can see, I have created a first project here, right? And I'm going to post these things here as well, right? Simple, nothing fancy. Okay, so this is the project that we are working yesterday. Let me start and run this project. Okay, hello Manu Connect is the project, and let me make a let me give you a style, like a basic style to make it better. Right? Simple color, height is auto, it is 100 cubic. Okay, and then so this display flex direction column, just different complete center, line items is center. Simple, and let me fix the heights as well, right? 100 view it. Okay, and let me weighting 0, margin 0, and box I think border box. Okay, and let me make a better light, set the colors as well this way. Awesome. So this is my Hello Manu project, right? As simple as that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to push these codes into GitHub, right? To make those things, like let's suppose I have created a project called first pro, right? And so to push your code into GitHub using Git and GitHub, what you need to do first thing is first what you have to do, come on the GitHub, right? Go to the home page, right? Click on repositories, click on here, right? New, this one, right? New, create a repository. Okay. So once you click on create a new repository what? Repository contains a project's files, version history, everything what I've taught you, version history. We use files like uh, drive in photos. Simple. So let's suppose I use my first. So you can name it anything, right? My project. Simple. Just okay. Go now. Make always it is public. Not always. Like try to make it public and create a new. Simple. That's simple. So what you have done, you have created a repository in the cloud, right? Cloud in the sense GitHub system, right? Now what you have to do, you have to configure this to your local project, because this is a for each repository or the project you have to create a single repository, right? Let's suppose tomorrow you are working with another project, you have to come here, create one repository, you have to link that particular here. Simple. For each time, this is a GitHub. So this is GitHub, and this is your local. Okay. So whenever you create, you have to create a connection. Every time. Every time you create a new project, you have to create a local new, as well as you have to create a cloud in a cloud also. In a GitHub, a new repo also. Right. Simple. Makes sense. Just practice, you'll understand. Try to make 3 to 4 projects, you'll understand how these things work, right? Not a fancy thing. Simple. Once you see this thing, come here and copy this git init, git commit, like mainly git init. Simple. You have to git init. So what is git init? Come here, repository. Okay. One more thing is ls is for listing. So you'll see I'm not in the this project. I'm in this project, web dev basics, but the project is first pro. So what you have to do, cd for change directory and first project. Now you see the project path is updated. So these things are matter for that. I'll tell you guys to learn Linux commands as well. Right? So this is very important. If you correct PWD, you'll see you're inside the first project. So now what you should do first, for each and every new project, for the first time you have to run this command. Sorry, git init. Right. So git init, you'll see the changes. Once you click on git init, the git starts tracking the systems. Git starts changes, right? Whatever changes has been made, it started So you have created git init. First thing is done. Now git add, git commit, don't do git commit, whatever, right? So git add readme only. Let me copy this and let me paste. Git. Okay. So git add is a command to add a file, a current file or a specific file, right? But if I do git add dot, which means in the current directory, every changes, whatever changes has been made, you have to track or add. Simple. If I write git add specific like index.html or index.css, this will track this particular files only, right? But I want whatever changes have been made, just init or add in the git, right? Perfect. Okay. Now next thing is git commit. Git commit is what you have done so far. Let's suppose you are working on a project. What I have told you in the example, I have changed the color. So git commit. Okay, what I have done? Commit is a message. Okay, I have done this. What I have done? I have made a simple monograph landing. Okay, let's suppose FEAT for feature and made a simple website. Simple. So this is a message. So whenever you go back, you will see, okay, I have done these things in this commit or in this version of the project. Okay, I have done these things. Okay, makes sense. Now git command branch and master. This is a branching thing. Don't worry. If you do, that is fine. If you don't do, that will default. Okay, I'll do. And git remote add origin. For the first time, you have to add these things also. Let me add. After getting it, you can do these things. That is good also. Nothing, not an issue, right? Now git push origin master. Now everything is done. There is no changes. Now git push origin master. If everything goes well, you'll push your code to the master branch. But it means you'll push your code here. Once you reload, you'll see, okay, these are the code which have been pushed. Okay. Any doubts here, Papa? So in the second time, for the first time for new project you have to write this one. But after first time you don't have to do these things. You don't have to do these things. Okay. What you have to do? You have to only git in add, sorry, whatever you have changes, git add, a commit message and push, git push origin master. Three commits, mostly three. So now let's suppose let me change or add one file also. Right. Click in here and let me add a script.js. Okay. And let me write a function for that. Okay. Return. Say hello. So this is a simple code I have again. I have that is not a fancy thing. I wrote a function called say hello and I call this function the line number 5. Whenever this script will run, it will what say hi MANUU connect. If you want, I'll show you. Or will not. Okay, and I'll show this function will say hi MANUU connect. Simple, right? I'm using script.js, which is a JavaScript file. Nothing fancy here. Everything. Okay. So what I'm gonna do? Let's see this one file changes, right? So if I say git add dot, which means in the current directory, whatever changes has been made, drag and add to the git. And I can do one thing also is git add specified. Okay, I want to try script.js only. So I can do those things also. The first thing is git add. Second is git commit message. Is like okay, add new script file. I have added and committed also. Now git push origin master. Simple. I push those whatever commit has been made. I'll put to the master branch, which is a repo. Once I reload, I suppose or I want my script file here. Simple. Once I click script file, I see okay, whatever code here I can see clearly. Simple thing, nothing fancy, right? Okay. So this is the beauty of Git and GitHub. So yeah, what I've covered till now. Let me go back to the. Yeah. So I have created my first projects as well. Even though I've created two pushes, puts at least 3 times. Okay, I've already pushes 3 times. Basic commands also. In the basic commands, what I've taught you before. First thing is git init of already git initialized, right? And we have git commit dash m for message and message here, okay? And multiple commands. We have mostly used what? For the first time, we use git init, git remote set origin, the URL from the remote GitHub, and then after doing those things, what we do? Git add, git commit, git push. Simple. In a single project, if you are handling and you are working with the project only, if you are working with the team, there's a lot more project like commands as well, right? We have to pull something, git pull, right? We have to rebase, right? So that's our advanced kind of command. So that I'm not going to teach you those things, because these things require those things requires once you are contributing in a project, open source, or in a team, anything. So once you know the basics, again I'm talking about basics. Once you know these basics, you'll definitely learn those things, and AI is always help you. Don't worry. Okay. So I have covered whatever I thought. Right. So let's see. This is my responsibility to teach you, and your responsibility to like practice you. Right. Just try to practice. Install. If you already installed, that is very good. Just try to make a first code. Try to push your code. Right. If you want, I should make those things. What I'm gonna do in the upcoming videos, whatever you have pushed to the GitHub, I'll make a complete thing. Right. Let's suppose you're working on a project, and once you push here, it will automatically build that project and make it live using PowerShell, Netlify, GitHub pages, right? Because due to time constraints, that I'm not going to show you those things as well. But if you do surf internet, try to do your own, you can do those things as well. If you don't think so, let me know. I'll try to make videos on those things. Right? So, guys, Git and GitHub is very, very important, right? So just try to keep working on Git and GitHub. Try to whatever project you are building, doesn't matter. Just try to use these things, right? Because consistently you use things, it will improve yourself. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I think I've covered all the things, right? Whatever I've taught, uh, I've planned to cover, I've already covered here. But yeah, if you think I have missed anything, any topic, any commands, anything, let me know. Comment here, right? Don't worry. We and my team is continuously see and read all the comments. We try to improve ourselves as well, right? Because we are students as well. Yeah. So don't worry about those things. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and a huge thanks to our entire team to make these things possible, right? Bye bye. Take care.